because it is chilly out there. I'm Rachel Cox-Rosen.
I'm Belinda Post. We might have started with a shot someplace in Southwest Florida. It doesn't matter where you're waking up. We are not used to these temperatures. We're going to grab that hat and jacket, but we're turning an eye over to meteorologist Nikki Sheik. She's got a little bit more.
For months, the Resilient Lee Task Force has been asking for your feedback. But first, there needs to be a plan as to where the money will go. So, Belinda, we've been going through some of the documents. Do they mention repairing specific structures destroyed in Ian?
You would think so, Rachel, but no. In fact, reconstruction of Fort Myers Beach Pier or the Sanibel Causeway, they would be top of mind. Instead, it's these 8 areas they want to focus on. Now, some very obvious ones: economic recovery, health and social services, infrastructure, and planning and capacity. But one of these areas is actually housing. Now, an interesting thought process, there's an idea to buy out properties that experience repetitive loss. If you have experienced flood after flood, the county could have money to actually buy it at a reasonable price from you. Another interesting idea: create a team of people who can identify what homeowners haven't been able to rebuild since Ian. When we take a look at these numbers, over 9,900 homes were destroyed in Ian. Fort Myers Beach Town Councilman Bill Veach helped to develop this plan. He says before Ian, affordable housing was an issue. Now it's worse.
Multiple ways to try to generate affordable housing. Everything from, having a housing authority build housing to an incentive for a developer to try to develop affordable housing.
These are all still ideas. You can't apply for them today. It still has to be approved by HUD. Beach says it's not clear when the application process will start. Now, one question we do want to ask today: how are other areas related to the hurricane recovery? For instance, education. Well, that goes for some of that pre-K education to get kids school ready. Cultural Resources focuses on getting the public art in repaired areas. There's a link where you can weigh in with your feedback for the next 10 days. It's over on this article on winknews.com. We expected it, and now the mandatory water restrictions are here. It's from water shortages. If you live in Northeast Cape Coral, your lawn will start to suffer first. If you live in this area of Northeast Cape, we're talking north of Pine Island Road from Nelson to Northeast 24th Ave, South Florida Water Management District has declared a water shortage. It's because of record low water levels in the Mid-Hawthorne Aquifer. To protect the drinking water and the aquifer, you can now only water your lawn once a week instead of 2. If you're on a private well, it could become inoperable if water levels within the aquifer continue to decline. So far, neighbors tell us they're not worried because they're used to cutting back.
Kind of used to it.
If you live in this Northeast Cape Coral zone, you need to see when you can now water your lawn. We have a link with this story. It's on winknews.com. Today is the deadline to file for FEMA assistance from Hurricane Idalia. If you live in Charlotte County, you could get temporary basic home repairs, lodging, and other uninsured disaster-related expenses. You do need to apply. Go to disasterassistance.gov. Our country's health and water system under attack by cyber terrorists.
I'm surprised, but I'm not shocked. I mean, we've seen attacks from nation-state adversaries on a lot of our infrastructure.
Coming up, who government officials are saying is behind the most recent attack.